They thought it would be the perfect murder, a cliffside accident, parents gone forever, and all the family fortune finally theirs. But what Damien and Melissa didn't know was that we were already onto them. And when we hit the ground that night, broken and bleeding, we played the greatest role of our lives. This isn't just a story of betrayal. It's about how we survived our own son's attempt to kill us and made sure karma locked him away forever. If you've ever been betrayed by the people you trusted most, you know how deep the knife cuts. This story, it's about knives sharpened by greed, family, and decades of lies. Stick with me, because what begins as a happy marriage spirals into one of the darkest family revenge stories you'll ever hear. And if you love seeing karma deliver justice, hit that like button, because this is justice served cold. Hilda was a gentle soul, an elementary school teacher who believed children could be molded with love and patience. Her husband, Henry, was a carpenter. Their marriage, the kind you read about in old love letters, 40 years of laughter, Sunday dinners, and whispered plans about retiring near the mountains. They had 2 sons, Richard, the golden child, protective, kind, the one every mother dreams of, and Damien, quieter, more reserved. He wasn't cruel, at least not at first. Hilda loved them equally, blind to the shadows already forming around her younger boy. But 25 years ago, everything cracked. Richard was found dead at the gorge. The police called it an accident, a slip, a misstep on wet rocks. But Henry knew better. He saw the way Damien avoided his eyes, the way his fists clenched when Richard's name came up. Eventually, the truth spilled out. Damien had pushed his brother after being caught stealing the family savings. And here's the part that twisted the knife. Henry stayed silent to protect Hilda, to protect the family. And so Damien walked free, his mother none the wiser, her grief buried under the lie of accident. Imagine carrying that secret for decades. Could you do it? Or would you have told the truth right then? Years passed. Damien married Melissa, a woman who smiled sweetly at family gatherings, but whose eyes were always calculating. Together, they saw Hilda and Henry's modest fortune, the home, the land, the savings, as their ticket out of financial ruin. Melissa whispered about wills. Damien hinted about downsizing. They pressured, manipulated, pushed harder each year. Henry started digging, and what he found was chilling. Damien's business was crumbling, debts piled high, and desperation driving him towards something darker. They weren't just waiting for inheritance anymore. They were planning to take it. The invitation came like a gift. Mom, Dad, let's celebrate your anniversary. Fresh air, mountain views, a little hike together. Hilda's gut twisted immediately. Something about Melissa's smile, Damien's sudden generosity, it didn't add up. Henry agreed, but not blindly. They packed more than hiking boots. They packed a recorder. Because when your son has already killed once, you don't trust second chances. The trail wound higher, the cliff edge yawning beside them. Damien's voice was unusually cheerful, Melissa's laughter almost forced. And then it happened. A shove, a scream swallowed by the gorge. 90 feet down, bones shattered, blood pooling, breath ragged. But Hilda and Henry, they played dead. Every ounce of survival screamed inside them. Don't move. Don't give them the satisfaction. Above them, Damien and Melissa laughed. They joked about wills, about freedom, about debts wiped clean. And that recorder, it captured every vile word. Would you have had the strength to stay silent while your own child stood over your broken body, mocking your death? At the hospital, bandaged and bruised, Hilda whispered to a nurse, "Don't let them in. Call the police." It was the first move in their counterattack. Detectives listened to the recording, Damien and Melissa joking about murder like it was a game, evidence stacked higher than the mountains they tried to kill on. When officers walked into Damien's home with handcuffs, he didn't panic at first. But when they pressed play on that recording, his face drained white. Melissa tried tears, blaming Damien. Damien tried silence, but the tape didn't lie. Their own words buried them deeper than any grave they planned for Hilda and Henry. In court, the betrayal played out like theater. The jury leaned forward as the recording echoed. Laughter, confessions, the casual cruelty of children plotting their parents' death. Damien's mask cracked. Melissa sobbed. But justice was merciless. Life without parole. No inheritance, no escape. Just four walls and the ghosts of the family they tried to erase. And Hilda? She stood taller than ever, her husband's hand in hers, their scars hidden beneath clothing, but their spirit unbroken. The sweetest revenge wasn't just survival. It was raising Damien's children in a home filled with the love he had tried to destroy. Sometimes betrayal doesn't come from strangers. Sometimes it comes from the people you shared your dinner table, your childhood memories, your blood. But as Hilda and Henry proved, evil may strike from within, but justice, patience, and courage can strike back harder. Karma isn't always quick, but when it comes, it hits with devastating precision. If this story shook you, hit that like button. It tells me you want more true karma tales just like this. Tell me in the comments, what's the deepest betrayal you've ever faced, and how did you overcome it? And don't forget to subscribe. Join over 200,000 people who love watching karma catch up to the wicked. Because as today proved, revenge isn't always about vengeance. Sometimes it's about survival.